Welcome to the 32nd Annual Golden Apple Awards from the Oneida Hotel. Join us for the next hour as we recognize this year's recipients. The Golden Apple Awards, presented by the Greater Greenbay Chamber and the Donald and Darlene Long Family Foundation, is brought to you by Associated Bank, Greenbay Packaging, the George Kress Foundation, JBS, M3 Insurance, Schneider Foundation, the Press Times, United Healthcare, and WLUK Fox 11. Now, here is WLUK Fox 11 and WCWF CW14 Vice President and General Manager, Jay Zoller.
Greetings and welcome to the 32nd Annual Golden Apple Awards program. We are pleased to be able to continue this tradition of recognizing our educational community. It is an honor to be able to salute our Golden Apple Award winners, as well as all of the teachers of distinction. It requires much sacrifice from many who continue the important work of educating and molding our students for the future. Amazing job, everyone. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to the 2025 Golden Apple Awards, presented by the Greater Greenbay Chamber and the Donald and Darlene Long Family Foundation. I'm Michelle Melby from Fox 11.
And I'm Mark Leland. For the past 32 years, we have highlighted exceptional educators throughout Northeast Wisconsin. We are honored to add to that list today.
For the next hour, we will introduce you to 8 recipients joining this elite group. Hear from the students and fellow educators about why they are so deserving of this Golden Apple Award.
Our first recipient of 2025 has endless energy and a love for learning.
I got a chance to see Brianna Kehoe in action at Pulaski Community Middle School on a day when everyone was picking apart the assignment.
What? Yeah!
It's Frog Dissection Day.
Kehoe, that's a good juicy one for you.
In Brianna Kehoe's classroom.
Oh my God!
These 7th graders from Pulaski Middle School put on their gloves and goggles and got right into the action.
We're missing a foot on this one. Not sure what happened.
We're cutting open the frog to see the organs inside. A little disgusting, but kind of cool to see how functions work together.
The students see a lot of hands-on labs like this, bringing the science to life for them.
If I'm not having fun, they're not having fun. So every day, I mean, if you came in here all day, you would see each class a little bit different because I'm always tweaking, trying to make things better.
Kehoe has been having fun with science for almost 22 years. Now she's a Golden Apple recipient.
I want the kids to walk out of the room liking science a little bit more than when they came in.
Kehoe absolutely loves being a teacher, and her students say it shows.
Oh, she's amazing. She's the best science teacher I've had. She helps with everything. She's kind and helpful. She's just really nice with the kids, and she helps explain things very easily.
She is very energetic and loves just getting up, teaching. She loves doing the labs.
And so then we'll double pin this back.
Monitors like these are located throughout the classroom, so no matter where the students are seated, they have a great idea and visual of what's going on in the labs.
Now we're going to get the last lobe, and then, hold on, we have our gallbladder right here. See that? We want to get that out, too.
Kehoe says the kids are her motivation to keep going and keep improving, and she hopes to do so for years to come.
When I get things just right, then it's time for me to retire because I'm always going to try and make it better.
Michelle Melby, Fox 11 News.
We are honored and proud to introduce our daughter, Brianna Kehoe, who is a 7th grade science teacher at Pulaski Middle School. When Brianna was just a young child, she was nicknamed Breezy, the White Tornado. That name still suits her well because that is how she approaches life. She is powerfully energetic and brings this energy into her teaching, where she strives for excellence in the lessons she prepares for her students. She shares her enthusiasm and love for science with her students and engages them in meaningful, real-life and fun hands-on labs. Brianna cares about the young adults that pass through the door of her classroom and lives and teaches from her heart.
We are happy to present our amazing daughter, Brianna Kehoe.
Presenting the Golden Apple Award is Beck Kurzinski, Director of Education and Government Practice at M3 Insurance.
On behalf of all of us at M3 Insurance, congratulations on your well-deserved Golden Apple Award.
Thank you so much. It is truly an honor to be standing here today. First, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to the Greater Greenbay Chamber and M3 Insurance for this incredible recognition. To be surrounded by these passionate, dedicated teachers who strive each day to make a difference is both humbling and empowering. This award is a reflection of so much more than just me. It showcases the students who inspire and motivate me every day. They push me to grow and bring my A game to the classroom. Their curiosity and fascination remind me why I chose this profession. I also want to take a moment to thank my family, most of whom are educators. My parents, Tony and Bonnie Birkin, Mary Ray Johnson, Karen Watermullen, Mike Birkin, and my husband Darren, who have modeled for me what true greatness in the classroom looks like. Their commitment, unmatched enthusiasm, and steadfast support for their students shaped who I am as a teacher. And to my son Dena, who has also been my student, I want to thank you for being a constant reminder of the joy and wonder that comes with learning. Lastly, this award is also for all teachers I've partnered with throughout my career. Every collaboration with a colleague has been a lesson in itself. I've learned something from each of you, and I continue to grow through our joint efforts. Teaching is never done alone. It's a community venture, and I'm deeply grateful to be a part of such a supportive and encouraging group of educators in the Pulaski Community School District.
Honoring our standout educators is essential to the work that we do at M3. We know that our educators are making a difference in the classrooms every day, and we are energized by the opportunity to bring innovative solutions to our school districts, not only to serve our educators in the classroom, but also to serve them outside of the classroom and serve the communities whom they are engaging with. Our K-12 educators are the foundation of our future workforce. They encourage our students and our youth to explore pathways that they didn't have in consideration before. They encourage them to follow areas of interest and to dig in deeper to their passions. And most importantly, our educators create a safe space for children to engage, to explore, and to acknowledge opportunities that are in front of them. When you watch our recipients' classroom stories, you notice in their eyes and in their smile the energy that they bring to the profession and to their students. When you hear them talk about the experiences they have in their classroom or the difference that they've made, you know that it's an area where they're passionate about. You can't watch a video of our educators in their classroom without truly understanding the care that they have for their students and the passion that they have for the content that they teach.
The Greater Greenbay Chamber's educational programming is made possible through the support of our generous sponsors.
We'd like to take a moment now to say thank you to the 2025 sustaining platinum, gold, silver, and bronze sponsors of the Golden Apple Awards.
The 2025 Golden Apple Awards are supported by sustaining sponsors Pilot Smith, Somerville, platinum sponsors Aurora Baycare Medical Center, Imperial Supplies, Renning, Lewis & Lacey, Wisconsin Public Service Foundation. Gold sponsors Bellin College, CISA 7, Green Bay Packers Give Back, Northeast Wisconsin Technical College, Sanimax. Silver sponsors Camera Corner Connecting Point, Humana. Bronze sponsor University of Wisconsin Green Bay. Supporting sponsors Nature's Best Floral and Boutique, Oneida Casino Hotel, Ruby Design, Event Rentals and Design Company.
Our next Golden Apple recipient takes us to Parkview Middle School in Ashwaubenon.
That is where STEM instructor Corey Hansen says he's motivated by his students every day.
So, are you going to have, what's going to move?
The tail.
Okay.
To Mr. Hansen, it's the excitement of seeing his students learn each day that make this job a dream job.
The kids are what makes this worthwhile.
He's been teaching for over 25 years in various capacities, but no matter how long it's been or what he's teaching, his purpose stays the same.
When the class starts, we always kind of have an introductory slideshow that tells them kind of what the expectations are in here, and one of my slides is always, What's my why? You are my why. You are why I get up in the morning. You are why I work on things at night. You're why I'm here, kids.
For the last decade, Hansen has taught tech ed at Parkview Middle School, educating kids about the importance of being safe online, computer science, and of course, lots of hands-on learning, like with this project, programming a motor to move a face, making school fun.
When I'm energized about the content, I think that helps them to kind of see that excitement.
Working with students is his passion.
So that will work, but hopefully this is a little bit cleaner.
And always makes sure everything clicks, leaving no kid behind.
He gets down to our level and makes sure that we understand, and if we need any help, he'll help us.
Not only does Mr. Hansen teach what he loves, he also finds his work rewarding, helping inspire students on a daily basis. When students walk into his tech ed class, they know they're in for an exciting new project and won't be disappointed.
This class is just amazing because of how he teaches it and the way he doesn't express a lot of things slowly. He just try to get us understand if we make mistakes we can fix it and everything.
He always helps everyone, and he makes sure that if somebody doesn't get it, he's gonna help them no matter what, and he's very caring.
Mr. Hansen's classes aren't just another elective for students. He hopes his classroom can spark something that they can use later in life, much like how he fell in love with electronics when he was young.
Hopefully we can laugh, and it can be a place where they feel like it's a fun place to be. It's a good place to learn.
In Ashwaubenon, Tony Langfellow.
That's good. That's great.
Fox 11 News.
Hello, everyone. I am Chris Hutzek, principal of Parkview Middle School in Ashwaubenon, and it is my sincere honor to introduce our school's Golden Apple Award winner, Corey Hansen. Corey is a dedicated educator who has been shaping young minds for over 25 years. I had the privilege of meeting Corey back in August of 2004 when he was the library media specialist at Valley View Elementary. Now, as the teacher of digital citizenship for our 6th graders and STEM classes for 7th and 8th grade, his passion for education has only grown stronger. Corey's commitment to his students is unwavering. Whether he's teaching technology skills, fostering creativity in STEM, or ensuring every student understands a lesson, he goes above and beyond. His innovation and hard work inspire all who work with him. Corey, thank you for your dedication. Your students and colleagues are lucky to have you. Please join me in congratulating Corey Hansen, our Golden Apple Award winner.
Presenting the Golden Apple Award is Tiffany Haglund, Client Service Analyst at United Healthcare.
I'm honored on behalf of United Healthcare to present the Golden Apple Award to you, Corey Hansen. Congratulations.
Thank you. It is an honor to be selected as a Golden Apple recipient this year. I would like to thank the Greater Greenbay Chamber and United Healthcare for sponsoring the Golden Apple Awards and recognizing me and other teachers for the work we do. The phrase, "it takes a village," could not be more appropriate here. To me, this award is as much a reflection of those around me, the people I work with, the community I serve, and the kids I teach. Thank you to the Ashwaubenon School District for seeing something in me over 25 years ago. Thank you to my administrators, Chris and Michael, for your leadership and encouragement, and for helping me to be a more reflective practitioner. Thanks to my coworker Phil for your energy and willingness to always discuss ways to make learning in our department better for students. Thank you, Mom, for being there and seeing early on that teaching would be a good career path for me. And to my dad, who was a technical college instructor and showed me what a good teacher looked like every day he was alive. To my wife and kids, thank you for always being part of my teaching adventures and for understanding when the work sometimes made me late for dinner. Lisa, your unwavering support and encouragement have always been my rock. Finally, thank you to all of my students. You are my why I do what I do every day, and why I love it so much. Thank you.
At United Healthcare, we've always played a very big role in the communities we serve and where our employees live and raise their families. We find recognizing excellence in teaching to be very important. We're always striving, as many organizations are, to make those communities great places to live and work. Schools obviously play a big part in shaping the future of our communities by educating and guiding our students, and we feel it's incredibly important to recognize and celebrate those who truly excel in that critical role. When I see these recipient stories, what jumps out at me is the passion and the perseverance. These teachers demonstrate an incredible amount of passion for the work they do. And in challenging times, as we've seen over the past couple of years, the level of dedication and energy they put forth seems to rise to the occasion. And it's truly impressive to see teachers who can push through and beyond these additional challenges to still achieve or maintain exceptional levels of results. As I look back, there are many teachers that stand out, but the ones that are the most memorable are those that demonstrated that they truly cared about the students as individuals. They put the effort into figuring out really where students were at, and then they met them there, whether we're talking about their academic progress or the different ways in which students learn. I think the best teachers recognize that no two students are alike, and they find unique ways to support, challenge, and motivate all of them.
Congratulations to the teachers who have been selected as our 2025 Teachers of Distinction.
These teachers have been nominated by their students and community from thousands of entries.
Here is our first group of those educators.
Controlled Chaos is the name of the game for our next Golden Apple recipient.
Dena Scheiwe has found a way, though, to help her students flourish at Beaumont Elementary School.
Read a book.
You want to go
Read a book. Let a game.
Let's go read a book then.
Learning looks different for everyone. That's Golden Apple Award recipient Dena Scheiwe's motto.
When I have 8 students, they're all going in different directions. And some of our students, we have to move their wheelchair for them to mobilize throughout the building or in the classroom. So sometimes it can look like chaos, but it's kind of a little bit more of controlled chaos, and everybody's kind of doing their own thing.
I feel like it's close to the letters.
And there's learning happening, but it looks different for everybody.
Scheiwe works with students with severe autism and intellectual disabilities at Beaumont Elementary School.
There's learning happening in like almost every moment in our classroom. When a student wants something and they might be like pointing or scratching you or shouting or showing you that they're communicating.
Dena is always finding ways to teach her students without them realizing that they're learning.
We like to pull in their communication device or pictures so that we can show them an appropriate way to communicate. And it helps them be able to express better what they need and for us to understand them more.
She just always does what's best for kids. She wears multiple hats throughout the day. She is doing probably like 500 things at one time, and she's just able to manage those things, and she's a leader in our building.
The other day, one of the moms came in and said, "This isn't working on her wheelchair, and I need to call the repair guy." And I was like, let me look at that, and I'll see what I can do. And sure enough, I could just kind of jimmy things loose, and I worked it out, and I'm like, I got it, fixed it.
She is always looking at behavior because that's how her students communicate. She's come to understand her students, inside and out.
Being able to love my students because they feel the love that I have for them, and it just helps them be more comfortable and they feel safe, and that's where the growth happens.
In Greenbay, Savannah Wood, Fox 11 News.
Dena Scheiwe is the best mom and teacher in the world. She works hard to provide individualized care for each and every one of her students. She is a team player in her classroom as she works with her paraprofessionals and therapists that support her students. She is the MVP of her classroom and makes the magic happen. I can tell that her students love her authentic way of teaching. When I think of the many reasons why my mom deserves a golden apple, the one that stands out the most is her immense amount of patience. She gives so much care and attention to her students all day and she still has time for her own children when she gets home. I love you, Mom.
Presenting the Golden Apple Award is Michelle Hansen, president of the George Kress Foundation for Greenbay Packaging.
Dena, on behalf of Greenbay Packaging and the George Kress Foundation, congratulations on your Golden Apple Award.
Thank you. It is a great honor to receive a Golden Apple Award. I would like to thank the Greater Greenbay Chamber for their commitment and support of education. Thank you to Greenbay Packaging and the George Kress Foundation for their sponsorship of this wonderful event. My goal for teaching has always been to help make each of my students as independent as possible so they can live enjoyable and fulfilling lives. I'm here to guide them into being the best versions of themselves. However, I couldn't do that without thanking all the people in my life who have influenced me and helped me become the teacher I am today. First, thank you to Jesus, my Savior, for the talents and abilities I possess, as well as for my personality and demeanor that allow me to be effective at what I do. To my parents, thank you for raising this tough farm girl to be adaptive and kind. To the parents and guardians of my students, thank you for entrusting me each day with the important task of educating their most precious children. Thank you to the therapists of my students who show me that playing is learning and that repetition isn't dull. To my paraprofessionals, your support of our students in making even the most challenging days is fun beyond measure. Thank you to my principal for always supporting me and my ideas. To my husband, thank you for being okay with my leftover energy after I'm spent from the school week. And to my own children, thank you for always reminding me that I have the best job in the world because I get to have fun at work with the best students. This award is for my students. Every bit of planning, the fun, the challenges, every worry, every triumph, it's for them so that they can experience success and happiness in their path as they grow in life. Thank you.
Well, it's important to Greenbay Packaging and the George Kress Foundation because we're so invested in the community, and there's really no more important cornerstone probably than educators in our community. Giving students and our children a baseline of education, a solid foundation from which to pursue what they want to pursue is crucial. And I think maybe even more importantly, they're sparking intellectual curiosity, which is so important, and imparting the value of learning as a lifelong pursuit and effort, which, from a workforce perspective, they will have the vision, the creativity, the foresight to not just do the jobs that exist today, but to create the jobs, create the companies, create the industries and the economies that will exist. When I watch the stories about the teachers, the thing that initially stands out to me is the passion, the evident passion, the vocational vigor that they have for something that's clearly a calling beyond just a profession. And I think the next thing is the ingenuity and the creativity that they bring to bear and connecting students to these subjects, to these concepts, to these things in their world in ways that matter to them and resonate with them and stick with them. And I have any number of examples in my own life where that's true.
Social studies teacher Jason Krings says his classes at Greenbay Southwest High School feel like an extended family.
And for him, family is something he does not take for granted.
Feeling as like a family instead of like, okay, I'm just in a class just sitting there.
Just really creates that sense of family.
Family is huge for him.
Feel like a family. Feels like a place you belong.
Talk to anyone about 2025 Golden Apple teacher Jason Krings, and it doesn't take long for the word family to come up. The beginning of his teaching career coincided with a family tragedy, the loss of he and his wife's first son, just weeks after birth, halfway through the school year. Krings says his students were crucial to helping him through that dark time.
I realized right there that it's more about being there for each other and taking care of each other in good days and bad days, and it was really the support that the kids showed me that taught that lesson right away.
And in the more than 2 decades since, Krings has always tried to make his classrooms feel like a home away from home. His colleagues say his ability to relate to students is a rare gift that not every teacher has.
He can connect with any kid on the spectrum. You know what I mean? A kid that's not engaged in school and a high-achieving kid. And I think that's not something that any teacher can do.
You're not going to make anybody respect you. Jay earns everybody's respect, just with how he acts with his students and interacts with everybody.
A social studies teacher at Greenbay Southwest High School, Krings is a huge history buff.
We go out to UWGB and we do archival research where they bring stuff from the state archives and kids get their hands dirty with actually original primary sources. So we've had interviews with people like an assistant to Lucille Ball. We've had interviews set up with like the International Tank Museum. You know, that helps kids to realize that it's more than just their history classroom, that it's real life.
He also has his students play historical figures in group settings.
That gets kids to just step in and realize that history is a story of human beings.
And he will never forget the things that he learned early in his career that he carries with him to this day.
All we are guaranteed is this moment in each other. And as I try to keep telling them all the time, and is incredibly rewarding, like you said, to have the kids to be the ones that stepped up and showed me so much compassion and love. And it just feels like if I'm trying to pass that off a little bit to them, that they're going to carry that to other areas of the world.
Phil DeCastro, Fox 11 News.
Jay Krings has been referred to by many different names at Southwest. Mr. Krings, Jay, Jake Rings, Krings, but for me, I've always called him Dad. I've been going to school with my dad since 6th grade, and I'm now a senior. He dropped me off at Lombardi in the morning, and then I'd spend the afternoon with him every day. Sophomore year, I finally got to have my dad as a teacher for A-Push, the best class ever. Everyone's first question was, is it weird for your dad to be your teacher? I don't know if he was asked the same thing, but I know that for me, every time, I said no. I've always known that my dad is a great teacher and well-loved, but I never got to see it in person, through the eyes of a student, until that year. I saw him as someone who is there for his students through everything. He makes sure his students are prepared for the future, no matter what they decide on doing. He creates an environment where students are able to express themselves safely. He builds a community. Dad, I am so proud of you. You are a great teacher, but more importantly, you are an even better person. I love you and congratulations.
Presenting the Golden Apple Award is Jay Zoller, Vice President and General Manager at WLUK Fox 11 and WCWF CW14.
Jason, on behalf of the Greater Green Bay Chamber and WLUK Fox 11, congratulations on your Golden Apple Award.
Thank you so much.
It's an honor to be recognized as a Golden Apple Award recipient. Thank you to my family and friends, and especially to my wife, Jolene. You have truly been my biggest supporter, my sounding board, and what keeps me believing in myself. I would also like to thank both the Greater Green Bay Chamber and WLUK Fox 11 for this recognition and sponsorship of this award. You know, sometimes life takes us on uncertain journeys. When I was a kid, I had no desire to become a teacher. However, my mom provided me with a love of reading and the history of Green Bay, and my parents, who were both teachers, made sure to include stops at historic sites on vacation. That's right, they were the ones who pulled over at every one of those brown historical markers. Without even knowing it, I may have been genetically engineered to become a teacher. And as fate would have it, I was hired at Greenbay Southwest High School and was able to teach with my father for 4 years. Over the last 22 years, I've had some incredible moments, including having my daughter Emerson at Southwest every day for these last 4 years. One of my greatest joys was not only to be her teacher, but even more so her father. But the number one reason I keep coming back is because of the students. The love, care, and compassion that they've shown me in some of my most difficult times has shown me that this career is more than covering curriculum. It's about developing human connections, being compassionate, listening, and having an open door. You know, all we are guaranteed on this earth every day is this moment and each other. So take advantage of it, support the people around you, and make the world a better place. Thank you.
We've been proudly doing this at WLUK-TV now for over 30 years. And this has become extremely important to us because we look at this as a way to connect with the community, to give back to the community, to also really recognize those who are working so hard day in and day out to be educating our children. When you take a look at all the things that are going on right now with young people in high school through, kindergarten, there's a lot of different challenges. There's a lot of different things that they're growing up with right now. And it takes really dedicated and inspirational leaders and teachers and educators to be able to help really prepare these young people for the future. And that's the work that we're celebrating today. One of the things that is so impressive to me right now is the fact that these educators are really dealing with a lot more issues than they were when I was growing up. There are a lot of things that these young people are facing nowadays, and the educators that are being celebrated today are those that are taking on additional roles of not just teaching, but also listening and understanding and counseling and mentoring and doing things that perhaps weren't expected of them years ago. But those that we're celebrating today are really those that are committed to excellence, and they're committed to really being involved in these children's lives.
Not everyone is academically gifted. In Davy Ann Miller's Ashwaubenon High School classroom, that's okay.
This Golden Apple recipient helps struggling students achieve their goals and gain life skills needed beyond the classroom.
All right, I'll see you later, Maddie. Have a good second hour.
Davy Ann Miller never planned on becoming a teacher.
So it really just all happened accidentally, but it was a good accident.
But now she's a fixture for students at Ashwaubenon High School.
She's very comforting as a person. Every morning before class, if I'm late, on time, it's not matter. I'm coming to Miss Miller's room. Quick little conversation first.
Miller wears many hats, but mostly she's a student interventionist, helping those who need assistance with reading and writing and students who need extra support to get their diplomas.
So I have students who are at risk of not graduating for a variety of reasons. Sometimes school isn't their thing, sometimes they have home things going on, sometimes it's mental health, but they're with me really as someone who's their caseworker. I listen to them, I help them with homework, I keep tabs on their attendance, their grades. I want you to start filling in the form and tracking. It's pretty self-explanatory.
She is invaluable. And she's somebody who comes up time and time again and that kids can really recognize and appreciate for the support she provides, both academically and just socially.
She helped me sign up for my classes next year and was sitting there looking at my schedule, making sure that I have the amount of credits in each core subject and that I'm taking the classes that I would actually be relatively interested in so that I actually apply myself to pass.
In Miss Miller's classroom, it's not just about the academics. It's also about building life skills and helping students find their own path to success.
This is going to help you keep track of how many hours you need until you graduate. We need successful adults. We are adults, but we're going to need adults to help take care of us at some point. If we don't help all of our kids, if we don't help kids who struggle, they're not going to be there. And what people don't realize is they may struggle at school, but some of our kids are the hardest workers you'll ever meet. They do the best in the workforce. We need them as adults.
In Ashwaubenon.
How you doing? Good.
Marlo Lundak, Fox 11 News.
When I moved to Ashwaubenon, I had no idea there was Miss Mueller or how she can connect with students. But now I find myself not only going to her room to check in, but also to work on classes. She's a genuine, personable teacher who will take the time to listen as well as join our conversations, such as when kids in her room are talking about casseroles. I'm not the only one. So many kids happen to find comfort with Miss Mueller and the dynamic she has created in her room. Ms. Mueller truly helps each individual student in their particular learning style. Ms. Mueller focuses on the successes in and out the classroom by putting the time and effort into each student to help us find ways to succeed. Without further ado, I'm ecstatic to recognize the Golden Apple Award winner, Davy Ann Miller.
Presenting the Golden Apple Award is Stacy Stecker, Senior Vice President and Director of Private Banking at Associated Bank.
On behalf of Associated Bank, we are proud to present Davy Ann Miller with the 2025 Golden Apple Award. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you so much to the Greater Greenbay Chamber and Associated Bank for the recognition of the Golden Apple Award. I am honored to be here among amazing educators and supporters of education. I'd like to thank my family, especially my mom, for their support. I've worked with so many talented colleagues and students over the years. Thank you all. Thank you to Ashwaubenon High School and the English Department, along with all of Ashwaubenon School District, for being so supportive in the mission to be all in and do whatever it takes to help every student succeed. Without education, I would not be the person I am today. We are here to celebrate teachers, but also to recognize every child and the potential within each of them. Education isn't just textbooks or test scores, it's a powerful tool that every child deserves. For those who do not fit the traditional mold, it's vital that we create an environment that embraces diversity and recognizes the potential in every student. Thank you to every teacher, counselor, social worker, administrator, and community partner who works to give children those tools. Let us recommit ourselves to the mission of inclusive education for all and ensure every child receives the love, support, and resources needed for individual success. I am so grateful to have a job where I can work with fellow educators to make this mission possible. Thank you all.
At Associated Bank, we live by our 4 core values: winning spirit, listen then act, achieving together, and relentless focus on people. And this includes our community and investing in the people, such as our teachers, who are really shaping the future of our students. Our educators play an integral role in preparing our future workforce because they lay the foundation to help set our students up for success. When teachers invite local business leaders into the classroom, it allows these students to really get a sense of what types of jobs and career opportunities are available right here in Northeast Wisconsin. I've had the pleasure of attending the Golden Apple Awards for several years, and I've always enjoyed hearing the different stories in which teachers engage with their students in the classrooms and really get them motivated. Teaching through interactive games, using music, interactive hands-on projects, making things like TikToks, really speaking their language to keep the learning fun and creative in the classroom. Throughout my academic career, I was fortunate to have several teachers who were instrumental in my learning. They believed in me even when sometimes I didn't believe in myself. They were consistently pushing me to think critically and challenged me to do my very best. They helped me become the most confident version of myself, both inside and outside of the classroom and in the community in which I serve.
Scott Stromberger traded in a 20-year career as a chef to teach earth science to 8th graders.
And as I saw firsthand, he has the right ingredients to be a Golden Apple recipient.
Yeah, you got it, man. That's good.
For the past 5 years, Scott Stromberger has been working to make an impact on the lives of students at Edison Middle School in Greenbay. His 8th grade earth science class is helping to educate students on what's happening all around them.
Earth revolving around the sun.
Like on this day, the lesson is all about the Earth's rotation and how it creates our 4 seasons.
You know, having that sense of the physical function of our planet is important, and I'm very passionate about it, and I love teaching students about that.
Stromberger's passion won him a Golden Apple.
So we're going around.
Awarded to outstanding educators. His students say he's beyond deserving.
I think it's just the fact that he makes his students feel welcome in his class and makes it fun for us to learn about stuff. So you can see the effort and the stuff that he tries to do, like some of the experiments that we've done, the way that he communicates, the jokes here and there. It's just like the little stuff that makes us want to be more active and involved in the classes.
For Stromberger, it's about making a real connection with his students, to open their minds to learning.
Then the deeper connection you make with students, the more they're going to learn from you. You know, so I try to have those good connections and yeah, be a role model for them. You know, be a mentor.
This Golden Apple teacher has made an impact on more than just his classroom. His work around the school has benefited others as well. Stromberger took it upon himself to build an outdoor classroom at Edison, complete with benches and a kiosk with dry board, all surrounding a pollinator garden. Principal Brendan Whitfield says many teachers have taken advantage of this unique educational asset.
I think he really just wants to give our students a great learning experience. So he has that outdoor classroom, which not only science, we've had math teachers out there, language arts, Phi-Ed. We actually had to build a calendar system to be able to book it.
Stromberger sees how taking students out of the classroom opens the door to more critical and creative thinking.
When they're outside, they're a little more relaxed, and they're able to kind of absorb that information, maybe even just be open a little bit more to learning in a more comfortable environment.
And when his students have that aha moment, it motivates him more. Stromberger knows he's awakening and feeding that passion for learning that will last a lifetime. In Green Bay, Mark Leland, Fox 11 News.
I am honored to introduce Scott Stromberger, an exceptional teacher from Edison Middle School. His passion for science and his students extends far beyond the classroom. You never quite know where you'll find Mr. Stromberger. Filming a lesson at Baird Creek, building a greenhouse with his students, or creating an outdoor learning space. But one thing is sure, he's always asking, how can I make learning more engaging and meaningful? Scott doesn't just teach science, he teaches students how to make a difference. Under his leadership and the hard work of his students, an unused area at Edison Middle School became a thriving raised garden. In its first year, it provided over 80 pounds of fresh produce for families experiencing food insecurity. This is just one example of how he brings science to life for students so they can make a lasting impact. It is my privilege on behalf of the Greenbay Area Public School District and the Edison Middle School administrative team to recognize Scott Stromberger, a 2025 Golden Apple winner.
Presenting the Golden Apple Award is Kevin Lacombe, Regional Sales Director at Schneider.
Scott, on behalf of the Schneider Foundation, I want to thank you for your commitment to education and congratulate you on winning this amazing award.
Great, thank you so much. My name is Scott Stromberger, and I teach Earth Science at Edison Middle School. I'm very honored to receive this award, recognizing the efforts teachers like myself have put into the success of the students we teach. I want the best outcomes and futures for my students, and I put a lot of energy into giving my students as many opportunities as possible to learn and grow while at Edison. This passion, combined with the support from the Greenbay Area Public School family, turns the ideas I have to benefit students into their learning reality. I have always loved being outside and exploring nature. Seeing the joy and wonder of students learning in a natural environment is very inspiring and rewarding. Building an outdoor classroom and greenhouse for our students has been years in the making, and it would not be possible without the support of the admin team and my colleagues at Edison. I'm very grateful to our awesome Edison staff that is so collaborative in nature for making these projects possible that benefit students at all grade levels for years to come. I also want to thank the Greater Green Bay Chamber and Schneider Foundation for sponsoring the Golden Apple Awards and giving props to teachers who are so dedicated to the students we teach and mentor. I'm very humbled to receive this award and really appreciate the efforts you all go to support educators in our community. Again, it is an honor to receive this award, praising my efforts as an educator, and I'm very appreciative of this recognition. Thanks again.
Schneider believes that one of the keys to building a strong community is through education. The teachers we celebrate here tonight have not only dedicated themselves to being the best in their field, but also into making a difference in the lives of their students. Teachers need to adapt to the newest challenges, learn ever-changing technologies, and find the most creative ways to engage all of their students. These teachers absolutely deserve to be honored and celebrated, and that's why Schneider's thrilled to be part of this event and express our appreciation and gratitude. One of the inspiring things that happens when you give away a Golden Apple is to be able to see the happiness and the joy in the students, the smiles in their faces, knowing that their teacher has done something special, and that genuine appreciation and enjoyment they have is just fantastic to see. Schneider has more than 4,000 Green Bay-based associates, and we continue to grow. But in order to maintain our success and be a resilient organization, we need to hire the best possible candidates. These teachers are developing those candidates. Not only are they teaching the basic skills we learn in school, but also how to problem solve, how to adapt, and how to think critically. These are some of the skills that are required of these students once they enter the job force, and it truly starts with the educators of today. On behalf of Schneider and all of our associates, we would like to thank teachers for everything they do.
We'd like to take some time now to recognize and say thank you to our K-12 educational partners.
These schools help make the Golden Apple Awards program possible.
Golden Apple recipient Shawna Fischer teaches 4th grade at Holy Family Catholic School in Green Bay.
For her, being intentional with teaching is what sets her classroom apart from others.
Why? What did she do, Micah?
4th grade teacher Shawna Fischer wears many hats as an educator.
What is a unit fraction again?
Mathematics, reading, science, social studies, you name it, she teaches it all.
Not only am I just sharing, knowledge to them, I am fostering that love of learning. I'm advocating for them.
The evidence can be found all throughout her classroom. Reading focused on events with the American Revolution, then students later learned about adding and multiplying fractions in math class. What they have in common is Miss Fischer's emphasis on making each subject engaging for every student.
I do whatever I can, and whenever I see the opportunity to, again, add a game or add, something to kind of enhance their learning, I take that opportunity.
All right, aim is up.
Students can't help but hide their enthusiasm once games are involved in Miss Fischer's classroom.
She makes it fun by, we play games, with the historicals stuff and math.
Did you say fractions are hard or pretty easy for you?
Pretty easy for me.
Fischer has been teaching now for 6 years. She knew she wanted to become an educator long before attending college at UW-Greenbay.
I knew I wanted to be a teacher from when I was a little kid. I had seating charts for my stuffed animals. My third grade teacher, they got a new math curriculum, and she sent home curriculum books with us. And I was like, can I please have one? And so I went home that summer and I played school every day.
As the sole fourth grade teacher at Holy Family Catholic School, the connections she makes with her students, making them feel comfortable to ask questions, is key to helping them grasp the teachings at hand.
I know when I was a kid, I was a really shy kid. I didn't like to put myself out there. I didn't like to ask questions. And so it's amazing to me that even my most reserved learners are able to come up and say, I don't get this, I need some help.
Andrew Mertens, Fox 11 News.
Shawna Fischer is rooted in joy, purpose, and an unwavering commitment to her students. She elevates her daily impact by being intentional in every lesson, interaction, and decision. Guided by her deep belief in the dignity and potential of every person, Shawna creates a learning environment that nurtures curiosity, models perseverance, and weaves reflection into daily life. Shawna's leadership extends far beyond the classroom. Shawna fosters a spirit of collaboration and grace. But above all, she sees her work as a calling by forming both minds and hearts. Holy Family is thrilled to celebrate this extraordinary educator who is a beautiful blessing to our community. Congratulations, Shawna.
Presenting the Golden Apple Award is Mike Hollihan, General Manager of the Press-Times.
Shawna, congratulations on your Golden Apple. On behalf of the Greenbay Chamber and the Press-Times, congratulations.
Thank you. I am honored and humbled to be a 2025 Golden Apple recipient. Thank you to the Greater Greenbay Chamber and the Press-Times for sponsoring this award. First, I want to thank my incredible colleagues, the amazing staff that I work alongside with now at Holy Family and the G.R.A.C.E system, and to those who have guided me throughout my career. The educators I have learned from and continue to learn from have shaped me into the teacher I am today. I am a reflection of the best practices, wisdom, and passion I've gathered from so many inspiring mentors, and I carry those lessons into my classroom every single day. To my students, past and present, you are the reason I do what I do. Teaching is not just about imparting knowledge, it's about empowering you to believe in yourselves, develop resilience, and find joy in learning. Your growth and accomplishments are my greatest achievements, and this award is a reflection of all that you have accomplished. To my husband, Eric, thank you for your unwavering support, for always being there and never hesitating to help, no matter how many times I ask. And to my family, your belief in me has been a source of strength, and I would not be able to do this without you. Teaching has been my passion for as long as I can remember, and I feel incredibly fortunate to do what I love every day. Awards and recognition are never why I chose this career, but I'm beyond grateful for this honor. Thank you.
The teachers, they can make such a difference in these students' lives and who they are, and they make them feel better about themselves and get them, stronger education, and that's developing our workforce, right? So once they get out in the workforce, the better educated they are, the better they do in their jobs, and then the better Greenbay or Greater Greenbay is a place to live and get more people to come here. The Golden Apple, it's just tremendous that they allow a platform for recognizing teachers, because teachers are incredible. And then at the Press Times, we're all about education. We're the official paper of all the school districts in the greater Green Bay area. So we covered all the school board meetings and help people be aware of what's going on with the schools in the area. And the Golden Apple does the same thing with letting people know how great of teachers we have in this area. Watching the classroom stories, what really sticks out is the teachers and the passion that they have in their profession. It's not just a job to them. So many people just go to work from 9 to 5 and then that's it. For these teachers, it's who they are. Their purpose is to help these kids become better, and you can just see that. So a teacher that made a huge difference in my life was my father. He taught high school history for years and sociology at the college level. And everywhere we would go, people would know who he was. And we're like, wow, you could just see the difference a teacher made in these people's lives that would walk up to him. Even to the point to where, if you remember Bruce the Spruce, we walked up to the tree as kids, and Bruce is like, hey, Mr. Holland, how are you? And we're like, oh my God, how's my dad know Bruce? But definitely my father made a huge difference, and my brother and sister are teachers, and a lot of my family is, but my dad for sure was a big difference.
Northeast Wisconsin, you stepped up, nominating roughly 3,000 teachers for this year's Golden Apple Awards. That list was narrowed down to just 39 teachers of distinction.
Here now are the rest of those educators.
After watching the movie Free Willy in the 1990s, Amy Heusterberg-Richards wanted to be a marine biologist.
She gave that up, though, to teach English language arts at Bayport High School, trading in whales for tales like Moby Dick.
A picture of Amy Heusterberg-Richards' grandmother, teaching in a one-room schoolhouse in Sheboygan County, watches over her in her modern Bayport High School classroom. While Heusterberg-Richards believes being a teacher was always part of who she was supposed to be,
it's lovely. Metaphorically appropriate.
It wasn't always her dream.
I think I fought it. I was always playing like the teacher role, and I think it was my calling, but I wanted to do something that at that time I perceived to be more exciting. Orca whales and legal briefs, I don't know. So we went down that pathway first, but this is exciting. It's different every day.
As an English language arts teacher at Bayport for almost 2 decades, Heusterberg-Richards teaches 3 different classes.
I have high expectations for my students. We get stuff done, but then we're silly. So I think that comes from my personality.
Describing herself as intelligent yet awkward.
Oh man, there are all the mustaches.
Heusterberg-Richards says her classroom is always full of energy.
All right, so Hamlet's off to his death.
On the day we visited, her IB English Lit students were performing their version of Shakespeare's Hamlet.
Just her being so personal with us, and that helps her learning experience a lot.
HR, as our students call her, not only help them to understand the complex, but also to excel.
Even with hard stuff like this, like Shakespeare and Hamlet, it's hard to understand. She relates it so much to everyday life. She's helped me with my college essays and getting into my dream colleges multiple times.
While things might get silly in Heusterberg-Richards' classroom, this Golden Apple recipient hopes and believes her style is impactful for her students. In Green Bay, Emily Matesic, Fox 11 News.
Hello everyone, my name is Brady and I am a senior at Bayport High School. Today, I have the distinct pleasure of presenting the prestigious Golden Apple Award to my teacher, Mrs. Heusterberg-Richards. In all of my time in the district, I have not met a teacher more enthusiastic than Mrs. HR. She is always bright and bubbly and never forgets to show her school spirit when she can. Her expertise in her subjects is quite impressive, and her thoughtful insights about the various topics we cover never fail to keep me and her other students engaged. She has truly made a profound impact on me in my time at Bayport, and there is rarely a time when my day is not brightened from an interaction with her. So she is nothing if not deserving of this award. Thank you.
Presenting the Golden Apple Award is Brad Bothan, Human Resources Director at JBS Greenbay.
On behalf of JBS, congratulations on being selected as a 2025 recipient of the Golden Apple Award.
Thank you. Thank you. The best mentor I can think of, Toni Morrison, begins an award speech with a story about a blind woman approached by a group of children holding a bird. They ask her if the bird is alive or dead, and she replies that she doesn't know, but that the bird's fate is in their hands. Fellow educators, this is the perfect metaphor for what we do. Teaching is an offering placed in the hands of students, trusting that they will keep such knowledge alive. Some students arrive in our classrooms already holding doubt in their own voices, holding identities that are questioned. We cradle these learners in places of celebration, of play, of learning. Current and former students, I am proud that your hands shape the future. Department mates, you inspire, guide, uplift, and restore me. Thank you, JBS, for sponsoring my celebration, and Greater Greenbay Chamber for recognizing the importance of education. Thanks to the Howard-Suamico School District and my leaders, especially retiring principal, Mike Frieder. Green Bay Area Public Schools, my appreciation for your care of children, including my own. Mom, Lucas, Kale, and Evie, thanks for choosing me. It is an honor to do this work, to be in this community, and to stand in this profession that cares for every child, every day, entrusting our collective future into their capable hands. Thank you.
Honoring teachers through the Golden Apple program is important to JBS because it brings students into the organization that have the basic skills of math and science to develop and create promotional opportunities and get to use our Better Futures program to enhance their careers. K through 12 teachers are so important to our workforce because they teach the process of discipline, critical thinking, and challenge ourselves to learn new ideas and learn new things. And that is so important to having people develop their skills as they grow. What touches and inspires me about the students' classroom stories is the amount of care, passion, excellence, dedication, and hard work it takes each and every day to listen and help each child grow and develop. The teacher that most impacted my life also happened to be my brother-in-law, who was Dr. Kugler, and he got that name because his initials were D.R.K. And he just challenged us every single day. He pushed us to learn and made sure that we had critical thinking process and made us think on our own, but was always there to support and help us.
Congratulations to the 2025 Golden Apple Award recipients and teachers of distinction. As we have seen, your energy, passion, and hard work are evident through those you teach.
It's not an easy task, but you find a way to make learning come alive, and for that, we say thank you.
Since the Golden Apple Awards program began 32 years ago, we have highlighted hundreds of deserving teachers throughout Northeast Wisconsin. We look forward to adding to that list.
Thank you for supporting education in our community. You are truly making a difference.
Congratulations and great job, everyone. The work that you all do makes a significant difference every day in the lives of students, and for that we again say thank you. I also want to thank the corporate sponsors who have supported this program over these many years, as well as the Greater Greenbay Chamber. You all clearly define what it means to be a partner in education. Thank you for watching.
The Golden Apple Awards, presented by the Greater Greenbay Chamber and the Donald and Darlene Long Family Foundation, is brought to you by Associated Bank, Green Bay Packaging, the George Kress Foundation, JBS, M3 Insurance, Schneider Foundation, the Press Times, United Healthcare, and WLUK Fox 11.
I'm Melanie Parma, Education Studio Leader at Somerville Architects and Engineers, and we are proud to sponsor this year's Golden Apple Award. For over 75 years, we've been designing spaces where students and educators thrive. From state-of-the-art classrooms to innovative collaborative spaces, Somerville is committed to advancing education. Congratulations to this year's outstanding educators.
You know, a few years down the road is to fly medevac.
I trained and taught at Pilotsmith, and now I'm an airline pilot.
Join Pilotsmith. Your future awaits.